Welcome to Burning Bridges podcast. My name is Taimana.
And I'm Renee.
We started this podcast through my own life experiences and the journey to healing. I have always been curious of what others have gone through and the moments that defined them.
Here we believe in the power of storytelling, from raw, unfiltered, exclusive conversations with everyday to high-profile people.
Like, follow, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. Let's get into this episode.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
My name's Benjamin Hussain. I'm a professional boxer, 13 and 2. I'm a professional class clown, and I'm here with Burning Bridges podcast.
Ben, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, and you've just come from sparring 12 rounds.
Yeah, cheeky little 12-round spar. A couple of boys from the gym helping me out, Chase and Levi. So that was good work. Nice hard push before a good potty.
Yeah, Ray, thanks for that. And another All-Star boxing, fight out of All-Star boxing.
Yeah.
So it's like we've got a common thing going on here with All-Star boxing, old Benny.
Yeah, getting all the boys in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got another All-Star that's been affiliated with All-Star boxing coming up after you.
Yeah. Who you got?
Oh,
Who you got? Bleach. Big Bleach.
Yeah.
Big cricket player.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah. So we have a yarn with him as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have you here, and I know you got a story to tell and share, and even with your boxing career, and to be featured on Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, man. When it happened, I was still up in hospital. So it took them 3 days to get me into surgery, and because the injury was so bad, we will get into it later. But I couldn't sleep, so I was awake for like 3 days, and then that come out, and then everyone was like messaging me. My phone was blowing up, and I was like, fuck that. But looking back on it, yeah, I don't feel too much about it, to be honest with you. It was cool, maybe not. I'd like to be on there for something else, but I definitely don't mind, you know.
Yeah.
All promotion's a good promotion. So
True that. Yeah. We want to learn about you, Ben, and where you grew up.
Yep.
And what your childhood was like. So if you can take us through that.
Yeah, I grew up I started up here, and then I don't remember any of it. I remember my brother was lighting fires everywhere. That's about it. And then I moved to Mount Druitt. It's kind of where my life kicked off, probably where I become the person I am. Very motivated. Yeah, super competitive, probably my biggest trait. And yeah, just grew up down there, just being a little grub, running the streets, having a bit too much fun. And then, but it was I love it. I had a good time, and I still like it. Every time I fight in Sydney, I head down there, I see the boys I play footy with, and yeah, it's sick down there. It's still my home.
That's good. And what was school like for you?
Primary wasn't too popular, a little brokey. And then high school, during, I put on a lot of weight, and I had a growth spurt between year 6 and 7, that small holiday. Thank goodness I did. And I was a bit of a grub at the start of high school. A bit of a bully, someone I didn't really want to be, but I didn't want to be bullied anymore. Yeah, at high school I become someone I probably didn't want to become a bit more popular, which means absolutely jack shit now. And then yeah, when I moved here, new kid, I was popular, and I realized that's not what I wanted anymore. I started boxing and turned everything around, you know.
Your family, how many siblings have you got?
I got 2 older brothers, a little brother. I got an older sister and a younger sister. So I was somewhere in the middle. It was a bit of a jungle in the house at times. I wasn't at home too much. I was kind of like, there was a rule I had to be home once a day with my bag full of with my school clothes, and I stayed out every night. Like I can't remember too many nights I was home growing up.
And you grew up with both your parents?
Nah, apparently my dad got deported before I was born. So it's not even a sad thing. It's like being sad you don't have a girlfriend you never had. So so I just got on with it, you know.
Where was he deported back to?
He was Pakistani, so I'm Aboriginal Pakistani, which is a weird mix. You don't even see those people in the same room, let alone being together. So never met me dad.
And your mum's full-blood Aboriginal, is she?
Nah, she's like half caste. She's a white Aboriginal.
Yeah.
So that's when you were asking about Shane earlier. I thought you meant Uncle Shane. Yeah. So I'm probably like a quarter Aboriginal, quite a bit Pakistani, and then something white as well. So somewhere in the middle. I need to get a test done to find out. That's what I need to do.
So you were born in Brisbane?
Yeah, I was born in Brisbane.
Okay.
But like I said, I just have no real memories from being here younger. I'm pretty slow learning early on. I didn't really learn how to talk till I was like 4 or 5, so I was pretty slow on learning. And I heard that's something like you don't learn how to talk until you you don't have memories till your vocabulary starts building. First memories are in Sydney, so it feels like I was born in Sydney.
How would you explain Mount Druitt for those people that don't know Mount Druitt?
Yeah, it's a rough old place, but I don't know. There's beautifulness in the struggle, you know. Lots of good people. Yeah, there's not many fake people. I'm not a big city person. I definitely like suburban people more relatable, but it's just a dangerous place. You gotta be careful, you know, you get street smart quick down there. I do think the people are better there. You get some high quality people there. You get a lot of low quality people too, but the ones that are good, you know, they stand with you, they stand by you. I have mates that I don't speak to very often and they support me 100% in everything I do. Even like when I get team shirts, you know, people won't get them and I won't even speak to these guys and they just send me a photo like, oh, it's coming in the mail. Like, yeah, they always support, you know, good people down there.
How old were you when you moved up to Brisbane from Mount Druitt?
I was 15. Yeah,
15.
14, 15. So I had a few trips back and forth on the XBT. So long train trips.
And so why were you bullied? Because you said you turned into being a bully because you were being bullied.
I think that I couldn't read growing up. Still not great at it now. That was definitely one thing. Being Middle Eastern in a very big like Aboriginal area, I looked very Middle Eastern when I'm younger. I do now still, but I looked very Middle Eastern when I was younger. I definitely couldn't pass as an Aboriginal. And then I don't know, just little things. I wasn't very good at talking, wasn't very good socially. So just a lot of things. And then like I said, new kid at school, there's a kid named Josh Potts who I was very close to in like a single mums group. He was super fast, super athletic, and my first day of high school I seen him. And I remember there was a meme, like it was like your last day of primary school and you're like walking out, backpack on, and then it's like first day of high school and you're one strapping and you're coming home. And that's how it felt, eh? It was like my first day I seen him and then we were just being grubs in the back of the class. I remember those videos going around by a guy named Mike Chonny. There's some YouTuber and they're like, it was like hand your phone over and they're like hand it over and you wrote it on a piece of paper and gave it to the teachers. Like that was me first day of high school and last day of primary. I was like, back straight, finger on my lip, like behaving. Yeah, so it was pretty wild.
Yeah, I can relate to finding it hard to learn in school. And it was interesting what you said about not being able to talk until you're 4 and like you don't have much of memory until you become vocal in speaking. That's interesting to know that my earliest memory as a child, I don't know, I'm guessing 3, maybe 4, because I had trouble speaking as well. And then that affects your learning. Yeah, that's how I felt too in school.
Yeah, my first memory was probably year 1. I don't even know how old you are in year 1, but I was still here. I remember I misbehaved in class and the teacher made me write lines and I had to look up like 5 times to spell one word. And then I got caught on the same line like 10 times and I was only supposed to write like 2-line sentence and I wrote like 3 pages worth and I was so frustrated and I just lashed out. And from then on, I was just checked out of school. I remember also my brother started a fire in a bin and I was running as a kid and he's like, don't you dare stop, and I'm crying. Like just hard memories I remember from being in Queensland. So
how was it for you when you moved up to Brisbane?
I come from a very rough place and we moved to Caboolture, which is apparently a rough place. I think it's beautiful, especially compared to Mount Druitt. Straight off the bat, I was much more ruthless than other kids and I was a lot more of a loose cannon. So I didn't really get bullied at all. And then I was new, so I was like a popular kid for like a week and I started boxing around that time. I decided that's not what I want anymore. So I hung out with some Islanders named like Tim Efu and Zion Akiti, like Islander kids. And we just played the guitar and listened to music and played footy and did some weights. And I kind of decided that's not what I wanted anymore. I didn't really value being cool. There was a guy named Harry Price from my old gym. He's a private school kid, looks like a pretty boy. And he was at my gym and he was actually like a 3-4 time national champion. And he pumped me when we sparred and I just couldn't believe this kid could beat me in a fight. And that's when I realized like you don't have to have people intimidated of you to be a cool person or have people like you and respect you. So that definitely changed my life. So that was a big big part of it all.
And where'd you start going? What gym did you start going training at?
Kabuchi PCYC or Spiders Boxing, but they PCYC just moved to their new spot and they still have it down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got a lot of the space now. So they're starting to have some good amateurs come through again too now, which is good. They're getting back into the amateur boxing.
Why boxing for you?
Weirdly enough, I've always liked boxing. Another one of my early memories was Anthony Mundine versus Danny Green. They fought, and I remember it was so big it kind of swept the world at the time. Like, I was just a kid. I wasn't even watching sport. I just remember how big that fight was. My mum went to a house party and I was there. And they had the fight on, and everyone was at the back partying. And I remember I would have been young, man. I might have been 9. And I was sitting there cold with a blanket on watching these guys. And like I said, our time was getting bullied. I'm like, one day I'm going to be like that. I'm going to be dodging punches like the Matrix. And I had no idea what boxing was about. I thought it was whoever's the biggest and the toughest wins, which it's absolutely not. But I remember I was there and I'm just watching, and this guy was picking on me. He went to the toilet and I was scratching my leg, and he pulled the blanket off, and I didn't know what happened. I do now that I'm older. And he actually punched me. And then he looked at my leg, and I was just scratching my leg. It was red. And he walked down. I'm like, one day, like, these people aren't going to be able to treat me like this anymore. And I remember watching the fight, and I just thought, like, I'll dig deep. Like, when the day comes, I want to be that. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be fighting on big stages, on big TV. But it's just weird that I winded up boxing years later, like 8, 9, 10 years later, like however long it was. I don't know when that fight was. You could probably look it up, but I was very young. And I remember, like, even just then, like, getting hit in the mouth while watching a boxing fight. And then they walk out the room, it's like another 6 rounds, and I'm like, one day they can't do this to me. Yeah, it was a big thing. It's pretty crazy. Sydney's a crazy place.
That's awesome to hear a story like that, which was a pivotal moment for you in your life, being a young kid sitting there watching the Mundine Green fight.
Yeah.
And sort of being harassed there. Trying to watch it, and then you made that choice there and then. Yeah,
but I was so far away from starting. I ended up starting in another state and almost another lifetime. Like, it wasn't even connected. But and it's not even like, I don't believe in that, like, it was fate or things were going to happen. Just, I feel like I've been lucky enough for enough dominoes have fell in place, and they've kind of fallen over now for me to do what I love. But it's just crazy looking back and having that memory of something, pretty dramatic thing. And I was loving it. I remember I wanted to box as a kid too. Like, I remember as I got a bit older and I went to high school, there was a kid with a bit of money, and he was doing one-on-one PTs with a boxing coach. And I was always like, can I go? And he's like, oh, it's $50. And I'm like, $50? Like, my mum won't even pay for me to get footy registration for the year, let alone $50 for an hour. So I just thought it was a rich person's sport, which I was very wrong. But again, I didn't know nothing about it. I just loved footy. As you can tell by my jacket, which I shouldn't be wearing because we got thrashed last night. Not even thrashed. It was a rough game. It was a rough old game to watch. But
I missed it. Didn't watch it.
Not as bad as being a Dolphins fan, though.
Well, I saw the results of the Storm got pumped.
Yeah. Penrith are just that good at the moment.
Awesome.
I love seeing Penrith do well.
Talking about footy, are you Blues or Queensland?
I go for Blues. Yeah, I go for Blues.
Well, thanks for this episode.
Yeah. It's very weird. I always wanted to go for the Blues, but I've always liked winning individually. So when I actually this is hot take, but when I lived in New South Wales, first game I went to was Dogs Tigers, and Benji Marshall ran. Everyone loved the Tigers, and we was at Leichhardt, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go for the Dogs. And then Dogs slotted a field goal. I've loved Dogs ever since. But when I lived in Queensland, and no one knows this, I actually went for, when I lived in New South Wales, I actually went for Queensland. And we won every year. And I remember just sticking it to everyone, but I've always liked winning by myself. And then ever since I moved to Queensland, I'm a Blues supporter at heart because I get way more filthy when we lose. So, but I just always like winning individually. So yeah, when I lived in Queensland for years, I'm a Queensland supporter. Yeah, pretty wild. But yeah, it's definitely more fun being a Queensland supporter. But I do love the Blues. I even like the way the game comes across, like where Queensland, they all pull up in their purple blazers, maroon blazers. They look sharp. They're very serious. And I like the way the Blues get off the bus with their speaker and their bomber jackets. And I like the contrast in it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more of a blues, you know what I mean? Like at heart, like I'm a bit of a grub kid. I relate to the people. I relate to like the R&B and the music, and Queensland's very strict. They're almost like private school. How serious they are. They're wearing what you're wearing now to games, and yeah, they're very serious, and they're not really allowed to do things game week. But obviously it works. They're winning the games. But I do like the contrast of it, and hopefully Blues don't get too serious. Keep it loose. I like it.
Do you remember the last game that New South Wales won prior to Queensland winning 8 years in a row?
Was that Jared Hayne?
With the try celebration?
Is that where he ran into the crowd?
No. So the try celebration was when Fletcher threw the grenade, used the football as a grenade.
Yeah.
And then all the New South Wales players just
I
fell
don't
on the ground.
remember.
And it was really dissing the Queensland players.
Yeah.
And from that point on, Queensland won 8 years in a row after that.
Oh, nah. See, I wasn't. I don't even know if I was watching footy at the start of the 9-year run.
Yeah, or 9-year run.
Yeah.
Or 9 years. Sorry.
Or 8 or 9, whatever. It could have been 20. It felt like
9.
ages. It felt like 20. But
it was the worst thing that New South Wales could have ever done.
But man, when we won, I remember we won, and then Jared Hayne got the ball and he ran it dead. And he sprinted in the crowd and he jumped in and he was crying. I was at home crying. That was such a big moment when Blues finally undone the streak, even though I supported Queensland for half of the streak. So, man, it was big. I remember being at home and he's just in the crowd. He's like, you could see it meant so much to them. It was pretty special.
Yeah.
So, then he did some silly things. Hayne playing.
The Hayne playing,
Yeah, that was massive. The Hayne playing.
He was good
He played
when he
for
was
Para.
good.
And then Parramatta's near Madrid, and everyone was doing the Hayne play. And then you had Benji Marshall with the flick pass in 06. Everyone's doing the flick pass. Campbelltown's close to Madrid. Then you had Michael Jennings. Everyone loved Jennings. Yeah. They really got around their footy there. I just don't know how we can't win Origin. I swear we like it more than is like in Madrid, like Penrith area, footy's so big.
Yeah.
So big. There's like 5 divisions for every team that you play, and here they only have A's and B's. In Sydney, like you go to play St. Clair or St. Mary's, and there's 5, 6, 7 divisions. It's stacked down there. Yeah.
Well, you know why New South Wales didn't win a lot.
Mate, please tell me.
Okay.
I'll let them know.
And the reason why Queensland did win?
Yeah.
Because Queensland chose the blackfellas. New South Wales wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you know what? We have 22 players all are farming. Like, they just pick 2 bigger names. You can't have, like, a bunch of game breakers out there. You need people that just get into their work and get it done. I feel that's what Queensland do well. They have a bunch of players that just do their job, and they make it very simple. Your job's to kick, chase hard, make the tackles, win the ruck. But then you got, like, with the Blues team, you just got so many big names. They all feel like they want to have their moment. Everyone's out there aura farming. We need some simple men to do some simple jobs. Because you have too many people trying to break the game open out. Like, the team's so stacked. You need some robots in there that just get the job done. You don't need everyone out there trying to have their big moment. Like, you have fucking 18 people that want to hit a 2-point field goal to win the game. It doesn't work. But Queensland know who their go-to strike weapons are. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good footy talk, boys.
Well,
footy.
Yeah.
You want to come in on this?
Last night I was so upset after the game. I was fuming. I was losing it. My partner's family's over. She's like, Ben, you need to settle down. And there was like 20 minutes left. And it wasn't even like we lost that much. It was just like the errors. And I'm watching the last 20 minutes in the room. And when we lost, I went to sleep. And I woke up when the Penrith game started. I had a 2-hour sleep. I'm like, I can't function. I was losing it. And then it was good. I got those 12 rounds out today because I'm still not happy about it. And this was in the back of my car. I come straight from Stein. I'm like, I don't want to smell like booty holes. I'll wear it in. Yeah.
No, it's good, man, that so you haven't had much sleep. You go take your anger out in your 12 rounds because the Bulldogs got pumped.
Yeah. Yeah, then we get pumped, man. Just, bad game. Discipline was not there. We have centers on the bench. Man, I could go on about it for ages.
Back to your boxing career.
When you decided to choose to go to boxing,
Yep.
how old were you?
I was 15.
You were 15. So how old are you now?
I just turned 27.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is that how long you've been?
Yeah, I've been boxing for, how long is that, 12 years?
Yeah, okay.
Quick maths. But I got into it. I just like playing any sport. I really like competing. Like, even though my hands are buggered, I go down to the basketball court and I won't even shoot hoops. I would just go down there when boys are down there, like, can I play? And I'll just get absolutely torched. I just love competing. Like, I just love it. So my mate was, we played some basketball. I got better than my basketball playing league, got better than my league. And then he actually got me, he was training for ages. And he didn't tell me. He was like, my best mate, I don't know how he got away with it. Then I started boxing in like 2 weeks. I just loved it more. And we went down to a gym and then he stopped boxing. I kept going. I just loved it. Like, I just like that, you know, like I said, I got bullied at school. I got, and then in high school, I was pretending I'm someone I'm not. And then like even at home, like I couldn't listen to the music I like. I really like old R&B. You get called gay and you get picked on by your older siblings. And I feel like when I was sparring, like my second day in the gym, that was the first time I ever could express myself however I wanted. I was in complete control. It was something real special. Your coach, like, put your hands up. You're like, make me. Like, I could do whatever I want. It was like I could just express myself in this magical way. And no one had any input. I could do whatever I want. And everything was on me. Everything was up to me. Every mistake I had to wear. I really liked it. It was something empowering in that. So it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to be free. You're feeling free.
Yeah, it was, and it was weird to be able to express myself just for who I was and not have any input or any worry about how people would perceive it. It was just all up to me. It was nice.
Are you still like that now in the ring?
Yeah, you got to be a bit more structured at a higher level. But a lot of my amateurs, I just fought. Like, I fought very unorthodox. I fought southpaw, I fought orthodox, I fought on the inside, I fought on the outside. I had my hands up, I had my hands down. And I was a bit of a loose cannon as an amateur. And it come from that school of thinking. And I also had a coach that really nurtured me being different as a fighter. And but obviously I've had some hand issues, so I gotta rein it back a little bit. I can't just send it. But so I fight a lot more smart now, a lot more safe. And also, like, it's a different sport, 12 rounds, 10 rounds in little gloves. Then to amateurs, you're fighting in big gloves over short rounds. It's more of a sprint. So I had to wind it back a little bit and be a bit more reserved.
What's your favourite type of fighting then?
I like dogging it out. I like big pace and really trying to beat someone up and break them down and demoralise them. I really like it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the right sport.
Yeah, for sure.
And your upcoming fight's on 29th of April?
Yeah, it's Wednesday this month, last Wednesday of the month. I'm terrible with months and days. I reckon they have numbers for a reason. I reckon a month. Like,
Is that the date of it? Well, 29th, yeah.
29th. Yeah, 29th of this month.
Yeah, you said a few times like you realised being cool at school wasn't really the thing to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you realise that just like recently, or is that something that back then I
realised back then. So I got expelled from Tallawong in like 3 months. Then I got expelled from Caboolture pretty fast. Then I got expelled from Horizons twice pretty fast. Just for the simple fact that I was a class clown, projecting that I'm not very smart academically. And then I was also ruthless, like when I first moved here. And like boxing just took it out of me. Like boxing, like it's almost like, you know, people talk about being a humble Christian. Like boxing just really changed who I was as a person. And I remember towards the end of schooling, I was kind of getting into the bullies. Like every time, at every corner, I could see that bullying someone, I'd just stick it to them every time. Yeah, I become like a bully's bullier. It was very weird, my evolution through school. But I was never, when I was a bully, it wasn't like bashing people. It was more just being a class clown. I was a bit of a grub, having a laugh. And I thought I wanted to be cool. I was cool for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, this is shit. Like, you're just a terrible person. A lot of the time they're just getting off on picking on people. And I realised that so young and so quick once I was popular. Because in Sydney, I was more popular, but I was popular in my group. And it was nice. We had a nice group of like people that were like athletic and people that were this. It was like a good centre group. But then when I started at Tallawong, I was in like there was a different hierarchy here. And I was like the cool kid and I hated it. It just sucked. it was boring, man. They just sat around and did nothing and just talked nonsense, and yeah, it was losers.
So if you were to talk to a kid that was going through the same sort of situation, you'd definitely go just give yourself a hand at boxing or to get into that mindset. What would you say?
Yeah, I don't think boxing's for everyone, but I was at the basketball courts for the first time in a while, just shooting hoops at like 10 p.m, clearing some head noise. And there was a kid down there that was like 17, 18, and he was just talking about, he was very, very small, very short kid. And he might have been like 5'4", and he was just telling me how cool he is at school and how much he's this and how much he's that. And I could just tell he wasn't. And I was like, brother, doesn't even matter. All those people are peaking. Like a lot of those kids now, like in jail or on drugs, and it's sad. Like not too many of the kids that peaked in high school do too well. Like some do, of course. It's not like you're cooked if you're cool and popular. Like my son's probably gonna be popular. He's the quickest thing he's got at the moment. He won cross country. He's the highest academic for his age in his school. He's good looking. Like he's gonna be popular. But so it doesn't mean you're cooked. Hopefully he's not cooked. But but it's just not the be or end all. Like it really just doesn't matter. Right?
And you teach that to your son?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely not a bully. Very kind, very nice. So we had parent-teacher interviews 2 days ago. Very proud. Yeah.
And you just got the one son?
No, I got a daughter who's 7 months old.
Oh, nice.
She's very
Congratulations.
Cute. Yeah, no, very cute. We sing Happy and You Know It to her, and she just learned how to clap-ish. And every time it comes on, she's like, and holds her hand still, and she has like 2 little teeth. Very cute.
She crawling now?
Nah, she's not crawling yet. So,
yeah.
But she's very big. She's like 10 kilos. She's like in the top 98 percentile of baby's her age. So, man, she's rolling. She rolls like 10 times to get somewhere. She'll roll back. She's very big, yeah.
So where did you meet your partner?
I actually met her in the Valley on a night out when I was 18. It was after I went to the Youth Commonwealth Games and I was feeling myself. And I went out and I met my partner. And like I'm a big believer in like you don't go out looking for chicks like to be with for your life, you know. But we were both in the smokers area. Neither of us smoke. I've never smoked, and we're both like in there covering our mouths because our friends are in there and we don't want to be alone. And I was just like, let's just like leave and grab a drink. And then the rest was history. And that's how I remember it, real smooth and cool. I'm sure she has a different story.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was like when the smokes area suffocating. So we just grabbed a drink and yeah, it was nice. And then the next day, like I always just usually don't care. And I'm like, you know, I kind of want to see you again. And I want to see you again. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I didn't even ask to be my partner. I was like such a grub because I was 18. I'm like, I guess we're dating. It was terrible. She loves bringing that up. So, yeah.
You didn't do the whole, you want to be my girlfriend?
Definitely. I'm not like a cringe. It feels a bit cringe, you know. So I was just like, guess we're dating. She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, I guess. She's like, okay. And then, yeah, so.
Yeah, smooth Ben.
And that's all of it. I guess we're married. Just put a ring on the bedside. She'll kill me.
Oh, don't you dare.
Yeah. No, I won't get away with it twice, that's for sure.
So what's it like being a dad?
Awesome. Yeah, people always say like it wrecks your life and or don't do it or like kids take up all your time. The best thing in the world. There's actually nothing better than it. And I think like people say being a parent's hard. It's hard for like 2 weeks. But if you have like the smallest sliver of compassion, it's just the easiest thing in the world to be a good parent. If you just have the smallest bit of compassion, it's so easy to be a parent. You just look at them and you go, need a diaper change or they need this. It's not tough. Parenting is not tough. Maybe like when they're teenagers, it might be tough, but my son's 9 at the moment. It's been smooth sailing. He's a good kid. I'm sure my daughter's going to be a terror, but it's been very easy for the first 7 months. I got a good partner, which helps obviously, but she hasn't struggled with it at all either. So being a parent's great. Have kids. 70 of them.
No. One of those things where your kids, like other kids probably won't want to mess with your kids because their dad's a pro fighter, or the dads won't want to mess with you because you're a pro fighter.
My son just doesn't get any issues there. He doesn't box either.
Oh, he doesn't? Does he get excited? He knows obviously what you do.
Yeah, he gets excited for it, but he doesn't even want to box like remotely. I've been trying to push him in the league for years. He watches league and then someone gets knocked down. He's like, that's why I don't do it, Dad. I'm like, well, he's smarter than me. Yeah, he's smarter than me. But no, he has no interest in boxing. I have no interest in boxing. If it was up to me, none of my kids will box, hopefully. And if they want to start boxing, they can start a bit later so they can know what the boxing is about. Because a lot of kids start at like 8 or 7 or fucking whatever age, 4. and they dominate, and they don't know what it's like to actually get better than someone. Like, it's a skill to get better than someone at something. And a lot of kids are just front runners. So I want them to like take some beatings and know what boxing is about. Because some kids get to 15, they win all their fights, they lose one fight, and they go home and they cry and they're like, this isn't for me. And it's like that's actually what boxing is. Like, there's ups and downs, and for a lot of kids it's just ups because they start so early. That definitely won't be the case if my kids want to box. But they're not boxing anyway. I'm sold on it.
Yeah. You were saying before, like a couple of weeks ago or recently, you went down just to shoot around the basketball courts to clear head noise.
Yeah.
What head noise are you battling with?
I don't even know what the head noise was that night. I can just be in a bad mood, just wake up. But I know the best thing for me is to go get some activity, and you can't always run because your shins won't like that, especially a few months ago when I was fat. So yeah, I just put up some shots. It's just good to go down there, just quiet, because it's even like when I run now, it's been helping me. I might go for a 5K run, I'll pull up out 5K and I'll walk home 2K, and like I'll take my headphones off and just turn it off, because you never just realize how distracted we are all the time. Like, all the time. Like, I can't even sit on a train and just listen to the train. I have music on. Or I'll be driving and I'll never just drive. Like, it'll be music or it'll be a podcast, I'll be talking to someone. And like, that's why running is good. When you're running, you get heaps of mental reps done, and you think about the fight, and you just think about things, especially I reckon it's great for fighting to run by yourself. I've been running with Hayden, my mate, Hayden Emerson, heaps. And like this camp, I haven't been running with him much, and I've been turning off the headphones and walking home and I'm like, fuck, we just don't get a break, eh? And just feeding like the stuff with the wall all the time now, it's just constant, just everything's constant, and it's just constant noise. And I feel like that's been helping me. And that's what the basketball court was for me before I had these hand surgeries. Just go down there, dead silent, put some shots up. It's therapeutic hearing the ball bounce. And after a run, just headphones out and walk, because so much noise. It's crazy.
I think a lot of people too, they're too scared to be alone with their own thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. It can be scary sometimes, especially people that feel alone and like feel a sense of emptiness. The second they're alone, they feel like, I know when I felt alone and lost as a kid, like there was nothing worse than being by yourself. So I was constantly with people and constantly behaving a certain way with people just to keep myself feeling fulfilled. And then I know I'd go home all my motivation. You can't sleep every night. I'd be home in my own bed, and you feel empty, and you feel it's hard to be by yourself sometimes.
What was one of the toughest things that you went through in your life?
I went through a lot of tough things.
Yeah.
I probably don't touch on too many, but just like I said, definitely not the toughest, but something just like I said, there's no worse feeling than feeling alone and feeling isolated. And as a kid getting bullied at school and feeling out of place at home and just feeling like you have no one to talk to and all your issues just compound, just being young, like 10, 11, 12, and just thinking, like I have no one, like no one to lean on, no one to talk to, just, feeling lost. And that's why when people are struggling now, like I always just try and be a listening ear, because it's just, it's a scary feeling to be by yourself and just have nothing. So, but I went through a lot of things. I haven't been there and made it and done what I want to achieve. And I don't know if I ever touch on some things, but just feeling alone is a pretty shit feeling.
I think with people feeling alone, I think they need to, have their outlet. Like
for
people
sure.
need the outlet. Like yours is going out and being active, and whether it's sport, I don't know what it is. Some people might like to read a book. Who knows what it is?
No,
I
for
think
sure.
it's just finding that thing for themselves that helps them.
Yeah.
Through it.
No, absolutely. No, I think it's important. Like I'm just lucky. I ran into boxing, to be honest with you. Like if I didn't run into boxing, I'd probably drink too much, probably play footy, probably end up in some trouble. Very fortunate is the saying that boxing saves lives, but for me it really did. And not in the terms like I would have died or anything like that, but I would have just went through life just floating, just doing whatever. Like I don't really know where I'd be. Like boxing put me in a position to have a missus, maintain a missus, have a family, have a kid, have a house. I'm not ready for that without like good male role models in my life. And the gym has a ton of them. The gym has male role models personified. And it's just like everyone's tough. Everyone's an honest hard worker. It teaches you just good fundamentals in life as well. Just being around like real men. Yeah, you're not too caught up with just like upsetting people. They just say how it is. It's great. It's great for young people, but it's not for all young people. It's a tough go. A lot of people lose weight and they go, oh, you know, is boxing good for losing weight? I just tell them there's easier ways to lose weight. If you're just boxing to lose weight, just go hit the treadmill, go lift some weights, diet. There's easier ways to lose weight. Boxing's not for many people, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's someone that you've looked up to training through boxing?
Professionally, now that I'm older and I'm in the boxing sport, I realise how filthy it is being a pro boxer. So it's not as glamorous. So I probably haven't looked up to anyone. When I was younger, I really looked up to Floyd Mayweather. Leading into my first fight, he was fighting Pacquiao, and I remember it was on the TVs like the whole night, and I was just up just watching it on free TV. And then I'd get up in the morning, I'd be doing sit-ups and punching with dumbbells and running and training 3 times a day. And my first tattoo I got is, if you want to be the best, you have to work overtime, which is a Floyd Mayweather quote. But it ended up being Andre Ward. Andre Ward's like a very religious man. Do you know Andre Ward? Great boxer, one of the best super middleweights ever. And he's not genetically gifted like Floyd or Pacquiao or Sugar Ray Leonard. He's the best decision maker ever. And he's calloused in the mind, and he just knows he's not the biggest puncher, he's not the most athletic, but he doesn't let people bully him, and he gets it done. And he retired undefeated, and in my opinion, one of the best ever. I really like him, and he's just a strong man and a good man. So he's probably my biggest role model. Not that I act anything like him, but yeah, no, I really like Andre Ward.
It's good to have, if you don't have any male figure, mentors or people to look up to, role models, and then you can look outside, whether it's, like you said, you looked up to Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao and people like that to help you sort of move forward in life and train for it. It's
with like the role models for me, I was very fortunate that I like sport, because growing up, like I thought my uncles were hectic. Like they were getting in and out of jail, and I thought they were hectic, and everyone's smoking weed and doing this and doing that. And I really was like, I want to be a tough guy, which I wasn't very tough. I was quite small and malnourished, but I wanted to be tough. But I always watched rugby league, WWE first. And I know none of them smoke, which they probably do. In my head, I was like, none of these guys smoke. Now I wanted to be a rugby league player, and I'm like, none of these guys smoke or do drugs. So I was doing all the dumb shit without like hurting the body. But it's so easy for kids to look up to their dads and be like, that's what cool is. He's 6'2", 6'5", and he's smoking people and bashing people at the shops. That's sick. Like that's the role model for kids. We're lucky with that's one thing where media has helped us. We can just surround ourselves with other people's voices, like good people. It's hard, when your role models all be cool, tough people. Like all the role models in Mount Druitt were drug dealers. Like that's what we were all like. They have nice cars and nice chains and nice watches. Yeah, we didn't have that. We had like shoes with tape on them, so we could go to school without ripping our socks, you know what I mean? So yeah, role models is a weird one. Yeah, I have one good role model, my Uncle Clink. He's a functional addict, and he was always good, always supported my journey in sport. So I was very lucky with that. But not too many good role models in my life, especially male ones. But again, the day I walked through the gym, there was a ton of them. There's lots of good male role models in boxing.
And who was your first coach?
PCYC Spiders Boxing. Yeah, Luke Sheen was my first coach. And
how did that gel with you two?
It was good. I was down there. I was just training hard. I remember I used to go and he let me train for free because he got sick of counting shrapnel. I was going in and I'd do like 5 sessions and I'd take like a bunch of coins, and he's like, mate, keep the money. He's like, because I was taking in coins. And I remember I was like this tall, skinny kid with long hair, and I was riding the training every day on a pink penny board because that was my only way to get around. And I was riding from Tullawong over to near the hospital on a pink penny board every day. And then my penny board snapped, so I was like walking through bushes, trying to get to the gym faster after school. And I'd go there straight from school, and I'll be there from like 4:30 to like 7:30 at night, and then he'll drive me home. And then I got kicked out of home, and he let me live with him for ages when I was very early in the boxing. I wasn't even good. I might have had like 7 fights. And he's a good man. He just took me in and he let me live with him for a while. And he made me get a job and he made me get a license. And again, another one of those good role models in boxing. We're very fortunate to have gyms for people like me, And it saves a lot of lives. And to a bigger extent than me, like Javante Davis always talks about all his mates that he grew up with, and all the boys in the gym got shot and killed, but because he stayed in the gym, I helped him. There's lots of boxers like that. I was fortunate I wasn't in that sort of danger to that extent, but it saved me on a different level, just being a good person and being a functional person in society.
That's powerful to have great men around like that.
Yeah,
in
for sure.
gyms who take these these young men in and help them in life to grow and develop them and teach them about the normal things in life that, you know, even just to get your car license,
Yeah.
things like that.
Like I said, I didn't have one until I was 15. And then the second, like, I realised so quick, I was still 15 and I'm at school and I'm like, nah, this isn't what it is anymore. And to be truthful, I was just waiting in school and going to the gym every day. But at least I had a purpose, I had a vision, I had something to focus on, and I was no longer being a grub. You know what I mean? I was staying out of trouble. And I don't advise people to not go to school and box or do that for any sport. Like, go to school, do school. Because I'll tell you, the second I left school, I was I did furniture removalist, and within a week I was like, I want to go back to school. So if my son, I told my father, if my son ever goes, oh, Dad, I don't want to do school anymore, I want to get a trade, I'm just going to give him a week off, send him to a site, and he's going to come back and tell me he doesn't want to trade and he wants to finish year 12. So I tried to go back to school. I called around and no school in the state would take me because I got expelled like 4 times in like a year and twice from a behaviour school. I couldn't go to any school. I called like Dakabin, I called Glass, I called everywhere. I couldn't get in any school.
So you just didn't finish school then?
Yeah, I just didn't finish school. I got out at 15 and I just started boxing and school of hard knocks.
It's good that the boxing gyms give these young men a purpose in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that's the story we've been hearing all the time.
In boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be even boxing, just even like, say, combat sports.
Yeah,
whether
for sure.
it's like boxing or other martial arts.
Yeah.
The gym that they go to, it's given them purpose and it's humbled them and it's kept them from fighting on the streets.
I remember I was getting in fights all the time. And the day I started boxing, I didn't get into one fight. I've been into one fight since I was 15. One fight on the street, that's it, since I was 15.
And how do you explain that? Because we had another fighter on here, he said the same thing, and you would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah, for me, I'm always a play it safe sort of guy. I realised how soft you need to be hit to get chinned. And I was like, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to get hurt. Because you can hit someone so soft and knock them out. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. That's why this king hidden stuff's outrageous. Because you can hit somebody so soft and just hurt them. I remember when I was in Sydney, I was playing some basketball. I actually had a homemade gun pulled on me. And I thought it was fake. So I was like, brother, if you want to fight, hop on the grass. Because I didn't want to like drop him, hurt him. And he had me at like gunpoint, and then someone hopped off a motorbike with a helmet and hit me with a hook, and then I told him to hop on the grass, and then nothing ended up happening, and I ended up walking back to my mate's house. Pretty crazy day. Thought the gun was fake, and then a few days later the gun got fired and someone killed their best mate because the chamber broke. It was pretty crazy. It was at Walmart shops. They were robbing the shops, and yeah, someone got shot with it. It was pretty scary.
That's full on.
Yeah, pretty full. I was down there for holidays as well. Like,
so you weren't even living there?
For 2 weeks. No, I wasn't living there at the time. I might have been 17. And he's like, you think you're good because you're boxing? And that's how it started. There was a kid I went to primary school with. I haven't seen him in like 6 years. And we're just playing basketball. And he's like, you think you're better than us now? Just because I went back to play basketball. I wasn't doing nothing. It was pretty crazy. I was just shooting hoops. So.
I bet that happens, eh? Because now, like, when you become a fighter, then people want to call you out.
I've been quite lucky with that. I feel like I'm intimidating-ish, but I'm not intimidating enough, and I'm not pussy-looking enough. And then I'm not huge, but I'm not small. So I feel like I've been a good middle where people are like, oh, I won't test myself against him. He looks like a nice guy. And then other people are like, oh, he looks scary enough where I won't mess with him. Like, I'm somewhere in the middle. Where some people I hear are like, they're like scary bloke, 6'6", everyone wants to fight them because they're a boxer. But then you get little guys that are like 5'2" and everyone wants to fight them because they're a boxer. And I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. So that's the only time I've actually ever had that issue. And it happens all the time. Like, people just go, I go to the pub, people want to fight me. But yeah, I've never had that issue ever. Like, no one ever wants to fight me other than that one time. And that's like the story that everyone says, that when you start doing better, people want to pull you down. I just go back there to shoot hoops. I've only had like 14 amateur fights, won a state title, done absolutely nothing. And then, yeah, a dude from my past wants to try and shit on me, you know.
In your hand with your fighting, how long ago did you have the injury?
Yeah, I got 2 glass hands. I was a professional. I had 2 boxing fights in like a month. Then I took a fight on like 2 weeks' notice, got my jaw broke, as we all know. And then one fight after that, I actually injured my tendon. And then I had like 7 fights with the tendon bad. So what ended up happening over time, tendon slipped off, broke my knuckle, Then I broke that side of the knuckle because this one went flat and tendon slipped off. So both knuckles were broken, tendons were off. I had a ton of fights with it like that until I beat Kyle Mazudia, which was a massive win for me, the biggest win of my career so far. And then I got 2 knuckle reconstructions. Yeah, so I fought basically my whole career one-handed. So yeah, we busted knuckles, and the knuckles were so bad they were flat.
Any point somebody said to you that you shouldn't fight?
Yeah, I've been getting told that since I broke my jaw. When I broke my jaw, everyone wrote me off. The bad hands, we knew they were bad, and I just kept training. I ended up fighting. I had a fight where I fought a dude named, feel bad, I forgot his name. He's a good fighter, old fighter. He wears a spinny hat. He's very good. He was like 23 and like 2 when I fought him, and I was like 4-1, and I fought him southpaw the whole fight because my hand was so busted, and I ended up winning the fight pretty clearly. And that's the extent of the injury. The injury was so bad I was fighting in the opposite stance. But when I got to after that, I had another loss, and then after that I just went, I'm just sending it. Like, I don't even care. And I think I've won 7 or 8 in a row and like 6 by knockout since my last loss, because I just went, hands are hands. They're going to hurt, part of the game. And it's like the saying, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So I just dogged it out and got into it, got stuck into my work and no complaints. And before the injury, I was ranked the highest I've ever been ranked. I had 3 regional titles. I had a world ranking, and I'll be back there very soon.
And you're in super
welterweight, 69.8 kilos.
And it being a title fight, this coming fight with Andrew Hunt?
Yeah, we're fighting for an IBF title. So, again, a big one. The winner might probably get a world ranking, I'd assume. I'm very excited for it, He's undefeated, Polynesian. Hopefully he gets a lot of support out there. Hopefully I get lots of boosts, because I love that. I love being the bad guy. I can't wait to go out there and just revel in it. Can't wait to beat him down. Yeah, I'm honest. I'm stoked that the promoter of this thing, or this matchmaking named Brendan Burke, he messaged me, and the fight actually happened like this. He goes, I got this much money to put towards a fight. I said, sweet, how are we splitting it? He said 50-50. And he goes, who do you want to fight? And I said, whoever you had on your cards. I already knew they had Andy Hunt on the card. They're like, oh, we had Andy Hunt out that way, he fight Manir Fadi. And I was like, sweet, I'll fight Andy. Like, I knew already. And then they called Andy. And then Andy's team was keen straight away too, but there was a bit of an issue with weight. And then they come to the party and the fight's on, and I got the fight I wanted. I'm cheering. And I was retired when I was watching that, and I was like, I seen the fight, and I'm like, I'd love that fight. I had a couple of fights back, got myself healthy, and then it was just coincidence that this matchmaker reached out to me with an opportunity to fight whoever I want, and that's who I wanted. And I got it locked in, and he's a slight favourite, which I don't think he'll be come fight night, and yeah, I can't wait to put hands on him.
Because you've had a few issues with contracts in the past.
I haven't had issues with contract. I wanted a release from No Limit.
Oh yeah,
I was very fortunate they granted me a release. They didn't make me pay my way out, which is very nice. A lot of promoters in boxing, that's why I give No Limit a great job. They were promoting me. I was one of their guys. I wasn't their main guy. I just said, listen, I feel like we're not on the same page. No Limit just released me. And I had lots of fights on my deal. I had bad hands. I was out for ages. I was a bit of a fuck around, and they released me. Super fortunate, because a lot of promoters sue fighters. They hold them to contracts. Yeah, I'm very grateful to them. And for that, I'm super excited to fight on their card. They have guys on their cards at the moment that I want to fight. I know Mikhailovich for his card. He's with Tasman. I'd love the Mikhailovich fight next if he can lose some weight. We got Blake Wells, who's with No Limit now, and I'd love to have that fight. There's lots of middleweights around and super middleweights fights I'd love to make happen, and I'm so willing to work with No Limit just because of the good faith they showed me. I pulled up to fight Paulo Hussain on 1 day's notice, again from the good faith that No Limit showed me. So I'm very appreciative, but I'm signed by no one, managed by no one. I run my own ship. I get to carry on how I want to carry on. I can get kicked out of promotional things if I want. I can pull up to Wayne's at Suncorp and troll people. I can do whatever I want. It's nice.
Why do people go under contract then? Why do fighters do that?
You're aligned with a big promotion. Usually there's there's lots of sorts of contracts, but there's kind of 2 sorts. You're either one of their guys and you go on a tiered contract and you win and you keep going, and they're going to progress you and invest in you and hopefully push you to that world level and a world title. And then there's one where you sign a contract and you get paid a fixed amount, but you're there to win and lose and just make up the numbers. So you sign with them to be aligned with them. But I don't like the fact that you can have people over here saying they want fights and people over here saying they want fights, but fights never happen because they go, oh, managers, oh, matchmakers, but I'll fight anyone. But I'm in a position where I run my own ship and I'll fight whoever I want on whatever promotion I want. That's how I got this fight. Like, they just called me and said, do you want to fight? I said, bloody oath. Like, I just want big fights. I don't mind. I don't care where they are, what promotion they are. There's so many people hide behind promotional walls or contracts, and I just don't. It's not to say I'm going to manage and promote myself forever, because I'm not a great manager nor a promoter. But I got myself in a good position on this one. I got the fight I wanted, and I'm excited. And hopefully I get picked up by a good promotional company that has a vision for me. And if they don't, I'll probably ask for another release, or I just won't sign. Hopefully I know, because you can get promised a lot of things and then you sign in. And that's not what happened with No Limit. No Limit signed me on a good contract at the time. I feel like I outgrew that contract. Also had injuries. And at that rate, I was going to be on that contract for 20,000 years because I couldn't string together 2 fights in a year. Like I said, grateful they released me, but now I'm running my own ship, doing what I want and carrying on like a pork chop. It's fun. It's fun.
Well, wouldn't it be a thing within contracts you'd have like an exit clause in there?
No, contracts in boxing, very one-sided. Yeah, like if you were to swing them by a lawyer, they would say, this is only in their favour. But they're the matchmakers, they're the promoters, and that's been the structure of boxing forever, you know. They sell the product, we're the product. But we're the piece of meat, they're the butcher. Like we just go in and put our lives on the line and most of us make not a lot of money. I'm fortunate where I'm making an average amount of money, and some fighters, like 1% of fighters, making a good amount of money in Australia. I'm definitely somewhere at the top, but man, a lot of fighters like are getting somewhere between like $2,200 to like $6,000. And $6,000 is a lot for a lot of fighters. Like I have mates that haven't even been paid $6,000, and they're good fighters, fought for regional titles on big stages. We're not getting paid a lot. And like Muay Thai and MMA is even worse. I'm sure you've heard. Like you got Muay Thai fighters getting paid $1,000 for world titles. It's a rough game, but that's why you sign with these promoters. Hopefully they have your best interest. And I would always advise people to have a tiered contract. Now that I know about contracts, 3 fights, you win, you get this, you win this, you get this, instead of again a fixed rate. A fixed rate's pretty rough, but you just want a nice tiered contract where there's clear progression, clear goals. But why do people sign? So you're in favour. There's so many times you fight, like for example, I'm not signed, so a lot of the time I need to win by knockout or so evidently clearly to get a decision, because they know who the A side is. They know who the fighter that they're invested in is, and sadly the referees and the judges feel a pressure for the A side to win, which they shouldn't, but they do. And that's the business of boxing. Because if A side loses, they lose their investment. Their investment can be 10,000, it can be 50,000, $1 million. Big investments in the fighters.
That's a lot of red tape and a lot of politics, hey?
Yeah, well, that's just the start. That's just contracts. Yeah, it gets crazy. It's a sticky old sport. That's what I said. I used to love boxing, pro boxing. I used to love it. I used to relish it. I used to watch all of the fights, and I used to just have active favourite fighters. I have no favourite fighter that's active. Benavidez, and that's it. But that's because he's trying to fight everyone. But outside of him, I don't have any favourite fighters. Like I just watch boxing for study. I don't really like anyone, because I know a lot of the best fighters aren't even the best fighters, and we're not getting a lot of the best fights because of politics and promotional wars and sanctioning bodies and everything else. It's pretty crazy. Boxing's an icky sport.
A week leading into a fight,
yep.
What's your mental mindset and your physical leading into it?
Physically, a week out, you're very beat up and sore and damaged. And I kind of take the week off training, to be honest. I do a light session once a day for a week. I do a water load, eat healthy, lose lots of weight, and just take it easy the last week. And the mindset, I'm thinking about the fight obviously, but I just kind of isolate myself from like doing chores and yelling at the kids, because the last thing you need to do is be yelling at your 9-year-old or scrubbing dishes when you're about to like put your life on the line for your family, for your kids, and like a lot of pressure. So I usually just isolate. A lot of time I sleep in the spare room. This fight, because it's a big one, I'll be down in Melbourne for 5 days before the fight, not really seeing anyone, just in my room, just isolating, just hanging out, losing weight, just making sure I get the little things right, recovering the body and just preparing for war. I'm pretty simple. I usually download a phone game that's absolutely brain dead, and I play it for a week, and I try and become like the top 10 best in the world in a week. I spend a stupid, offensive amount of money on a game I know I'm deleting the day after the fight, but just pass time. But I don't really think about the fight too much anymore. Like I used to get real caught up in it. And then I lost to a very average guy named Lachlan Higgins, who I'm glad he won. And he'll have something to show when he's done his career, because he hasn't done much other than that. But he can have the regional title and a good win. But he's a very average fighter. Yeah, I haven't lost to someone that bad in a long time, but it was really beneficial because now I just don't even care. Like I used to get emotional. I used to worry about fights and worry about things. And my coach sent something to a group chat. I don't know if it triggered all the boys, but it triggered me. It was like LeBron or Kobe or one of those great basketball players. And they were talking about, do you get nervous? And he's like, I do get nervous, but why do we get nervous? He goes, all you can do is work and then like lay all the bricks, and then it'll be what it's going to be. You can't control what your opponent's going to do. You can't control what's going to happen on the night. You can only control preparation. And I barely get nervous for fights anymore. All I do, I just do the best I can, train the best I can, and I know on night I'm going to do the best I can. I try and do as much damage as possible. And if they beat me, they probably deserve it. But no one's beat me since I had that mentality, and sparring partners are having long days. So
The day of the fight, what's your routine?
this is terrible. I have like 2 eggs bennies in the morning. Might have strawberry milkshake if I'm feeling naughty. And my stomach's not upset from the weight cut. But yeah, 2 eggs bennies. I usually go into the fight with an empty stomach, so I'll probably just snack from there on till the fight, which will be 9 p.m, 10 p.m. But I just snack on nuts, a bit of fruit, a bit of lollies, shake up a flat Coke, take that into the warm-up for a bit of caffeine, a bit of sugar. Man, I take it easy. I lay in bed. Recently, I just been having the boys hang around and just talking shit and shadow sparring in front of the mirror, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I just treat it like a sparring day. Like I don't even, like I said, I used to just isolate. I used to lay in bed and be like, I'm resting my legs, so I'm ready to go. And I used to worry about everything and panic about everything, and I need to be serious. I need to be telling myself my why. Why do I box? Why do I do this? Like remembering my whys. All you're doing is putting pressure on yourself that you don't need. You're going to go out there, like people like motivational speeches, all those things, they get you to the dance. You never like 20Ks into 21K run and you're like, oh, what's my why? You're like, it's just digging deep now. You're like, it just gets you there. Motivation just gets you there. So I don't need to be motivated. I just pull up and get the job done. And I don't need to remember my whys, because you're not going to be 10 rounds in getting hit in the jaw and be like, what's my why? Like, it's not happening. Yeah, it's just buy it down.
And you like being an underdog?
Yeah, it's not even being an underdog. I like, you know how people want everyone to like them? I really just don't care. I just feel like people that have 700 friends, red flags, bad people, bad friends. You can't have 700 friends. Like, if you go to someone's wedding and they have 10,000 people at their wedding, make that make sense. Like, how strong are your connections with these people? I have like 5 good friends and I hang out with like maybe 5-10 people. That's it. Because but I know the people that got me, they got me. But if you're trying to like message this person, message that person, message this person, do this, do that, like I feel like the more people that dislike me, it just keeps my circle closer. Because you have a lot of people in your circle that don't even like you and want to see you downfall. I don't have one of them, because they're all wheezed out easy, and I just don't really do social things unless I'm at a camp, have a bevies with the boys, go to the footy. But I'm not a real social person. I don't really get around people too much, do too much stuff. We just train, do sport, that's it. Like, circle's super small. And one thing that's so good about having a family, all the noise in the world, everyone can hate you, but you can just go home and it doesn't matter. Like, they're not at your door, like, we hate you. And the other thing is, like, every time I go to a boxing fight, everyone has stuff to say online. I've never had one person press me out of fight or say something mean to me out of fight. Everyone's asking for photos. And everyone's spraying me. But I just think, and like growing up, I used to love Randy Orton from WWE. Oh, yeah. Everyone hated him, but they respected him. You know what I mean? And I like that. I just think, like, yeah, dislike me. And then when I win, you have that. It's the same thing with the Origin, or the same thing with who I went for in footy at the game. Whenever I went for Tigers, I probably like Tigers more. I went for Dogs. We slaughtered a field goal, and I'm just like, have that. And if I lose, I wear it. But I don't mind losing. I don't mind being the bad guy, as long as I'm being myself. A lot of people go out there trying to be cool, or trying to be a bad guy, trying to be a good guy, And then when they lose and it blows up in their face, it hurts them or it affects who they are. They're, oh, I didn't mean that. Like everything I say, I stand on. And if I lose and it blows up in my face, it's fine because that's who I am. And those are the things I said, and I believe all of them and I stand on all of them. But some people from a gym called Shape Up, fuck you guys. Nah, some people, they go out there and they get told to act a certain way. And when they lose, crickets. They regret things and they come back a nice guy and this and that. It's just fucking, I just am who I am. And every time I lose, I've doubled down on who I am. I become a bigger grub. I become a bigger person. I upset more people. I do more damage in my fights. I get more hate, more spite. I like it. I'm here for it. And I hope everyone comes down and supports Andy Hunt in Melbourne. And I hope everyone's cheering and yelling and cussing me out because when I win, they're going to hear it. I'm going to say, fuck you all. And if I lose, I'm aware it is what it is. Everyone will say, oh, you said this or you wanted this. That's fine. I lost.
I think the hate more drives you to motivate you to win even more.
There's a fighter called Bernard Hopkins, one of the greatest middleweights ever, who's like that. Like the hate just drives him. And it's not even like haters drive me. It's just like I just like being a little controversial. I like people not liking me. It's nice. Because I know who do like me. They like me. They're my good friends. I got strong friends. I can honestly say I don't have one person in my friend group, like, because I don't have many friends. And I could have friends. I can be likable. I can message everyone on Instagram and share everyone's stuff and hey buddy this and hey buddy that, and because that's how people are friends now. They're just sharing stuff on Instagram and DMing each other and they're best mates. I don't really like anyone's stuff. I don't share anyone's stuff unless the way it works is if you send me something, ask me to share it, I share it. That's how you get shared on my page. I don't share anything. I don't like anything. I don't care. I don't even consume content. That's why you get to send stuff to me for me to post. Yeah, I just don't care.
Are there any quotes you stand by?
I say this one too much. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. My favorite is the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So just staying prepared. Gardener. We've all heard you'd rather be a gardener in a wall than a warrior in a garden or some shit like that. Yeah. Those sort of quotes. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's it. Yeah, I feel like that's the way you got to be. Or not the way you got to be. There's a lot of boxers that aren't because they don't take the hard fights or take tough fights. But me, that's the way I want to live. Go out there. Anything I do, give it my 100% and hopefully it rubs off on my kids and they realise like, so we're in a world now, you can't say certain things and well, I'm not going to get all political, but you just can't say things, you can't act a certain way, you can't be a certain way. I teach my kids, man, like someone called my son the sook the other day and he was upset. I'm like, probably a sook. I don't know what to tell you. Like people usually get told what's true and I don't think you should call them a sook back or call them names back. It is what it is, but it's just, be honest. Like if someone's big and you call them big, I don't think there's an issue with that. Like I think it's fine. I think everything's fine. If people don't like me and people call me a grub or whatever they call me, I'm so fine with it. Like I don't mind that. Like as long as you're being yourself. If like even when I was fat not long ago and all the boys call me fat and I'm like, bro, fat's happy. I enjoy eating my food. I'm enjoying my food. I'm enjoying a couple of drinks with the boys. You can call me whatever you want. I'm happy. If fat is happy. I'm being myself. It's fine. Like everything's fine. I feel like you should just be allowed to say things. And I teach my son that anything you say, you just got to stand on.
And that's it. That's a healthy way of looking at it. Back yourself up. What you say,
100%.
that's you got to back yourself up. But this is a society we're living in, right, where everybody's so precious.
Yeah,
you can't say certain things, and
it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's very unhealthy. You have a lot of sad, sick, unstructured people, unstructured society. Unstructured kids, unstructured role models, stereotypes. It's going to end up sticky.
Yeah, and I mean, social media doesn't help, like you said, and I think that's why for me too, I have a very small circle.
Yeah.
And they're my real ones, and no matter what. So I think all of these people that have all of these friends and all of these, I just don't think they've really got there yet of realizing like real, true love, true friendship.
Yeah. I don't even have birthday parties or anything. I just feel like, a birthday party for me, I watch a game with a couple of my mates. Like and that's that thing of like we were talking about before, wanting to be accepted. So you want this abundance of people. These people are just dragging you down. Like when I was 18 or 17, I remember all my mates were out. It was New Year's and I was in the gym. I went, whoever doesn't add to my life subtracts. And I got rid of everyone. I was very lonely from like maybe 17 to like 20. I had no mates, not one. I just said, besides people in the gym, I just said, if you don't add to my life, because I was a grub. We were just going out partying, going to house parties. I didn't even drink. We're going to house parties, doing this, doing that, running a market out 2 a.m, chasing girls, just doing crazy, stupid stuff as a teenager. And then I was just lonely for like 2-3 years, just locked into boxing, very flat all the time. But I knew what my goal was and my vision was. And now I'm surrounded by people like-minded and it's helped.
That's what it is. You're a product of your environment, aren't you?
100%. My son, I always tell him when he was real young, I say, you know, if you surround yourself with preps and you run the 100 every day, you're winning every day. But you're never going to get quicker. If you surround yourself with year sixes, you run every day and you're losing, but you're pushing to get better, I'm like, you get better. You got to surround yourself with people better than you or just like-minded. They don't need to be better than you. You just need like-minded people that are on the same mission as you. And even if they're not on the same mission as you, they're supporting you on your mission.
Yep.
Like I got Emerson, who again pro box from my gym. Me and him run every night. We do strength every night. Like we got a strength session night. Dude's not even in camp. He had a couple of drinks at the Valley last night for his girlfriend's birthday. He's gonna come and do red zone running. And then I got my mate Chris who plays league. He's a bit of a ghost, but when he shows up, it's always a good time. But he's always got me whenever I need him. Got my mate Moo, who's actually my strength trainer, and he's one of my closest mates now. And then like they're just like-minded people, you know. And then I got a mate called Blake, and I got a mate Harry, and I just they're more social mates. But we still don't really do that stuff. Like we just hang out and talk, and I know they got me if I need them. But that's like the extent of my circle. And then I got my little brother Tristan, who's a problem child, but I love him to bits. But he's always got me, and that's probably like the extent of my group. I don't even think I'm probably forgetting one or two, and I'll probably be upset. But I don't think I am. I think I got 6 mates like that. I can remember just list off the top of my head. I got 6 mates. That's how small it is.
A lesson from what you were just talking about before, with you just isolated yourself. You had no friends. You just went to the gym, and those people end up being your friend.
Yeah.
I've heard some people even say to myself and ask, they're wanting change, but they don't know how to leave that lifestyle, and they just don't know how to do it. It's about, you've got to be around people that you want to be like. And if it's something that you want to do, whether you want to be a bodybuilder, whatever that is, say a bodybuilder, go into a gym and start training. You're going to see other bodybuilders in there.
Yep.
You form a friendship with them, and then you start living like them. And then those friends that you were hanging around with before, you're not so much hanging around them.
Yeah.
Because you're adding other people into your life better for yourself. Things that don't serve you purpose in life, they're the things you need to get rid of.
Yeah, for
distance yourself from.
But a lot of people, like, they'll say like, oh, you know, like how do I do this? How do I do that? Or how am I supposed to, like, I can't just meet these people. But it's actually it's the easiest thing in the world. Just show up. Like if you want to, even like in relationships, I've mates that like find girlfriends, and I'm like, bro, just, you like reading books, go to a book club. Like just step in the door. People, I want to get fit and I want to lose weight, but I want to lose weight before I get to the gym. Or I want to learn how to box before I get to the gym. And so that's not how it works. Just step into the gym. Or if it's, I want to get better grades, but I don't want to look dumb at my lecture, so I'm going to study for it. No, just go to your lecture. Take some fucking notes and go home and work on it. Like, I feel like people want to have a perfect game plan before they're in there, but they don't even know what it is. Like, that was like me. I thought boxing was just being strong and tough. That's all I thought boxing was. And I was like, yeah, I'm strong and tough. And I walk in, I had no fucking clue, but the only way I got it was walking in. But if I was like, technically, I want to be great, I want to have a good job before I go, you lose 6 months or you just never get brave enough to do it. Even like my mates, they're like, oh, I want to be a singer, I want to be a rapper. And they're like, but I don't want to post it and get judged online. It's like, just do it. And then you'll see 6 people that support you, and 90% of people that pick on you, they're your 6 people. And a lot of them aren't going to be familiar faces. A lot of them might be your mate's mum who's like, you know, he's having a crack. And like a lot of the time, especially early on, support comes from unfamiliar places. And then when you start doing good, it's the same thing. Like you really just need to, you just need to start. Like, because I have so many mates every day, like, oh, bro, I want to get into boxing. How do I do it? I can tell you how to do it, or you can just step into the gym and learn how to do it properly, fast. Yeah.
Yep. You just need to start.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about your boxing. This fight that you got into where did you actually break your jaw?
I broke my chin and my jaw. That's why I dropped.
Wow. Okay. So how long had you been fighting before that fight? Like,
Man, I was fighting for ages. I was an amateur, representing Australia a bit. I was 74-9 as an amateur. Boxed for quite a while, but I was pro for like 2 months. And I get a call. I spun a bloke named Dennis Hogan who like fought 4 titles, and like, hey Ben, do you want to fight Ben Marnie on 3 weeks' notice? And I was like, yeah, why not? So signed up for the fight. Prepared. I was fit anyway because I was fighting as an amateur lots, but I was only pro for like 2 months. The dude was like 10-0 at the time. I went in still confident I was going to get the job done, very confident actually, and I beat him now. And I think if he didn't beat my job, I'd probably beat him back then. But I was punching with my mouth open because the amateurs are sprints. I'm like, but a pro's like, oosh, oosh. It's like more of a marathon. I got hit on the jaw in the first round, like 30 seconds in, broke my jaw, broke my chin, and my jaw, and it dropped. And then, I fought 7 rounds with it like that. And I'm sure you have questions, so whatever questions you have, I'll answer.
oh no, just so you fought 7 rounds.
Yeah, I think it got stopped in the 7th, so I think like 6 rounds. 6 rounds.
Yeah, in between the rounds, the doctor came over, checked you out.
Yeah, probably could have stopped it in the first round if they were going to stop it in the 6th. It was only an 8-round fight. But
how much pain were you in?
It was more discomfort. But that's what I was talking about with like, they could have stopped it in the first. They chose not to. They knew my jaw was broken, but then they'd stop it in the 7th because it looks better for their guy's record if he has a knockout. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's what I believe anyway. Definitely not a conspiracy.
So you think that they should have stopped the fight?
Well, if you're going to stop it in the 7th for the exact same injury, and because I remember the doctor comes over, he goes, show me around. He's like, your jaw's broken. I'm like, I fucking know. And then my corner's like, they're like, are you going to stop it? And my corner's like, no. They're like, are you going to stop it? He's like, no. And then he walked off, and I fought like 4 more rounds after that point. That was like round 3 when they realised it was broken. That's what you call the ref in.
So how many rounds was that fight? Total of rounds?
I think it was 8. It was an 8 fight.
Rounds.
They stopped it at the start of the 7th. And I was like, I was going to win the fight, but I was starting to do better because I've rallied the storm. I got through it mentally. Like, it was a big roadblock. I was only 21, having a snap jaw. But it didn't hurt. It was very, very, lots of discomfort. My pain tolerance has always been pretty good, but I remember because I broke my chin on my jaw, I could feel my chin scratching here and it was swelling. And then I swallowed lots of blood and my throat was swelling and I was running out of oxygen and there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on.
Because I heard you, when they were talking to you, the umpire and that, and you were saying to him, but that means I'll lose the fight.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to keep going, and the round before I actually hit him with a big overhand. And he actually, people don't know, but he sent me a message. He fractured his jaw, and then not bad, but he fractured it, and then he also said I'm the hardest hit he's been in there with, but he'll never say that because he's blocked me on everything. Cause,
Has he?
Yeah, he blocked me on everything because I'm a pest. and I beat a guy he had a draw with, and he didn't want to rematch me, which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, promotions. He's doing his own thing. Completely fine.
So that's like something. Obviously, if they were to let you fight that extra round, and he still didn't knock you out, like obviously you were the better fighter.
Nah, that doesn't mean I'm a better fighter. Like, I am a better fighter, but it doesn't make me a better fighter. It actually doesn't change the result. I could have got through the next 2 rounds and I would have lost the decision because it was close, or it was his way and it was on his promotion. So I was never going to get a decision. It's just I wanted to get to them personally. But it doesn't change anything. Regardless, it's still in the loss column. Like, it doesn't change anything at all. Now, if my jaw didn't get broken, I'd probably beat him up. And that does change things. But whether the doctor just stopped it or not didn't change anything. But I think my reaction is what made it big. Because I was like pleading. I was like, please, man, just let me fight. Like, you could have stopped this. That's what I said to him. I'm like, you could have stopped this a round ago, like in the first round. But you made me fight to here and you're going to stop it? I was distraught. I was upset, man. I was a young kid who wanted to have a crack, and I had an opportunity and they took it off me. But like I say, live by the sword, die by the sword.
You were fighting 7 years amateur.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. What were your titles that you won during then?
I won like a national title. Every year I went to States, I won States. So it's like 6 of those. I won a Golden Gloves. I got silver as well. I won an international tournament. I got like a Hong Kong thing. I fought like the Chinese, Taipei, and Taiwan Olympic teams. I beat them. I went to the under-18 Com Games. I lost the split to the guy who won gold, but I lost in the first round, so I didn't medal. I had fights in like Poland, Czech Republic, where else? Hong Kong, Philippines. Like, so I fought around.
Wow.
I had quite a good amateur career. That's what I mean. Life was crazy at that point because I remember as a kid to come to Queensland, I used to catch an XPT, which is 12 hours on a train, which is wild. The first time I've ever been on a plane in my life, I was heading to Nationals. And I remember on the plane, I had my cheap headphones on. I'm listening to like some music. And I'm like, I've made it. Like, I've made it. Like, I'm on a plane for free, getting free accommodation to go fight. And then I didn't even think I was going to win the tournament. I fought 3 times in 3 days. I won. I made the under 18 Commonwealth Games. A month later, I'm on the plane going to the Bahamas. And I'm like, that's when I was like, fuck, this can be my life. Like, I can do something. It was special, man. I was like, because I wasn't even boxing that long. I was boxing 2 years, and I was the only Queenslander, the youth Queenslander, to make the 18 games. The year before, they took a team of people that could make it. Not one of them made it. I made it, and I was on the plane like, shit, it's kind of cool. I was looking at the blue water. I'm like, I've made it. This is my life. I'm island hopping. And I was as an amateur. I got to travel a lot, and I'm very grateful for that, you know.
What's a great memory out of that? Would it have been that going to the Olympics?
Yeah, the under 18 Comm Games was pretty special.
Oh, the Comms Games,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty special. Just fighting every weekend, because as an amateur back then, they didn't pre-match, so you just weigh in. So I was weighing in, like I had 44 fights in 2 years. My last 2 years as an amateur, I just weighed in every week. And every week it was like, I weigh in, I fight, I win, party. Like, it was like a party. Like, we'll go buy sugar, eat Maccas, you'll talk shit with your team. Like, oh, you see this, I did that, I did this. Oh, that was cool. Because it was like a team sport. There'd be like 7 kids going to a tournament, you're on a bus and you're just all talking shit. Like, it was great. And the traveling was fun, you know, like obviously hopping on a plane, being with like-minded people. It wasn't always fun, you know. I struggled my first few trips, just being an outcast. A lot of the people have boxed their whole lives and I haven't. Maybe they feel like I didn't earn my spot, whatever it was. But it was a great time and good people. You get to travel. Like, traveling for sport with like-minded people is a special thing, yeah. And especially as like a kid, again, never been on a plane. And now I'm like in Poland. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm like, this is crazy.
That's out crazy. Of it.
Yeah.
And when you go pro, what does that mean? Is it because you get to a certain number of fights or somebody says you're going pro? Like, how does that work?
Nah, the going pro, it's a different sport. So you can turn pro tomorrow. So how much do you weigh?
109.
1-1. So he's 100 kilos, lean and mean. Nah, so you could just do this. You could go, I'm a heavyweight. They need an opponent for Nelson, who just turned pro on the limit. Yeah. They go, we need an opponent for him. We need someone who looks healthy. We need someone who looks young, who looks like they can fight. And you're like, I've never had a fight. They're like, yeah, but you fit the build. We'll give you 20,000 to fight him. And you just go get a medical. That's your qualification to be a pro. That's why there's so many pros that are like 2 wins and 48 losses. That's how. There's no qualification to being a pro boxer. There's a qualification to being a good pro boxer. You have to have a decent amateur career, good amateur. It's like doing an apprenticeship or doing a trade or going to uni. It's like you do the hours, you do the prep, you do the work. Then when you turn pro, it pays dividends.
I've been knocked out before and didn't get paid nothing for it. So I'll get paid 25 grand.
A lot of people do that, eh? Yeah. Serious, man. There's people called journeymen. They just go out and they lose matches and get paid, and they do it once a month. It's pretty crazy. So that's like the qualifications to being a pro. It's not very tough. But to be a good pro, obviously, you got to win your fights.
What's your best pro fight that you've had? The one that you just recently had?
Nah. That was, if I'm being honest, like that dude was 4-0, but it was more of a comeback fight. This one's up there with one of my big ones. And then Cohen is up there with a big one. And then I got Wes Kappa. That's the dude I forgot before. He's up there with another big one. They're probably the big 3 at the moment. I want much bigger fights, you know. And Andy's a stepping stone. I'm excited to put my hands on him.
I'm excited to put my hands on him.
Do you do much trash talk?
I do heaps, mate. That's what I said. I know, but like in the ring? Oh, nah. But I definitely say some stuff. Yeah. But most people don't talk like it. Just doesn't. It's just hard to think about talking in there. Yeah. But usually when I land a good body shot, because that's like my signature, people always pretend it's low, and then they'll like take an knee and they might get a 5-minute rest. I just cuss them out 5 minutes. Fucking pussy. I know you hurt. I'm coming. And then I said something to someone else, but I don't want to tear them down or bring up old things.
What's an opponent that's gotten at you with something they've said about you or to you?
No, I can be honest. No one's ever gone to me. Things get to me, but not no fighter's gone to me. I just don't care enough. But I know I've gone to everyone. I get to everyone. I'm trying to think of one. I can't. Nothing comes to mind there. I just go out and I just throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. And I also like learn a lot about the people I'm fighting before I fight them, to learn what makes them tick. I even knew, like, when I fought that Wes Kappa, I knew he found a cat in a drain and he named it after a Ninja Turtle. I know everything about these guys. Because I want to, because some people you shouldn't pick on. And he's one of them. I did not say anything bad about him. He's an old guy. He's been there, done it. Good record, can punch, respected. And I went, I don't even need to make this guy angry. When you get these young guys that are bullies and they're pushing everyone around and they're feeling like they're hot shit, you might need to say something to them. Dent their confidence a little. Show them you're there to show up. So I actually learn, and like Andy Hunt, I haven't said too much about him. But everyone else I do. So I kind of learn, and maybe I got something for him, maybe I don't. You have to wait and see. But no, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just find out what makes people tick, and some people like me, you don't really want to talk bad about it anyway, because if they say something about me, I'll be at the gym at 2 a.m. running like a lunatic. Like some people it gets them to tick, and some people it don't. So I take it fight by fight case, but I definitely talk a lot of shit for a fighter.
Talking about fight by fight case, after the Hunt fight, are you able to share with us anything that you've got in the plans after this fight?
Yeah, I can tell you what I want. I can't tell you what's going to happen because, again, no promoter, no manager. What will happen is I'll beat him and I'll get offered a big opportunity somewhere else, and I'll go beat them and I'll get a big opportunity somewhere else. Like, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Where he also doesn't manage it. So if he wins, he doesn't know what's next either. So it's kind of cross some paths, you know, we're both relevant. We're both at a big stage in our career. In the battle off, the winner goes up and the loser probably ends on 3K a fight again. Like, it's very cutthroat. But after this fight, like I said, I know Mikhailovich called me out. I'd like that. What was the old man's name? I like Blake Wells. He's got an IBF title at middleweight, which is one up from
who's your number one that you want to fight? Like, who would be that one person that you just want to,
dislike? I just want to fight.
Well, as in, you know, it's the title, or even that.
Yeah, Brock Jarvis. Brock Jarvis can get it. Yeah, no, I'd like to fight Brock. That'd be my number one. Just because he said he wants to fight everyone and then no fights happen. I just don't like that. Like I said, if you're going to say something, stick to it. Every fight that I've said I want to make happen or I try and make happen, I get after it and some. So, yeah, I'd like to fight Brock Jarvis. No Limit knows my number. So hopefully they can make it happen. Blake Wells is there too. I'd like that to happen. He's got an IBF title. So, but yeah, no, I'm pretty open for anything. So if anyone wants to call me out, sweet. I'm
make
here
it
for
happen.
it.
Don't just talk about it.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, cool.
So what are the titles that you have at the moment?
So I don't hold any currently because I went up in weight. I had some time off. You get stripped your titles, but
okay. Every time you move weight,
yeah, you
get stripped your titles.
Again, it's a business. So if you have 3 titles, every time you fight, you have to sanction those titles. Those titles might cost $15,000. You fight 4 times a year, they make $60K on you to defend your title. And then if you lose, the other person gets it, and then next time they pay sanctioning fees. So it's almost a burden. But the promoters pay for it. But they're making money. You know what I mean? So if you're not fighting, they take the title off you. What titles? You can look at my phone and tell you.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't really care about titles too much. I just I'd rather beat people. I had a WBC, a WBA, or IBO. They're all Australasian titles or something like that. And then I have an Australasian title. So I have 4 titles. But yeah, I don't really care about belts. Yeah, I don't. That's why when I fought Colin, you might have seen it. I made him bet his purse on the fight. I made him put his whole purse on the fight. It was a big fight. I was a massive underdog in that fight too. People were like, why'd you make that bet? And I said, because I don't care about the titles. I don't care about the ranking. I don't even care about the money. I just want to take everything. I want everything. I want it all. So when I fight Andy, I don't care about the title. I don't care about the money. I just want to take his own. Like, I want to take everything off him. I want to leave. This is the way I want it. I want after the fight, see my kids give a big kiss, a big cuddle, and me sitting in a fucking boiling hot shower after the fight, just sitting on the floor like, we just stole everything. That's how I want it to be. I want everything. So winning's not enough for me. So if he wants to bet his purse, we can do that too. But I gotta stop. My coach said I gotta stop doing that. So Yeah, but that's another thing. Everyone has to pay fees to their coaches. My coach is great, Benny doesn't take a cent off me. When I make more money, eventually, I'm sure he will. But at the moment, he doesn't take a cent off me. He never has. He doesn't even charge me for gym fees. Great bloke. I manage myself, so I don't have to pay a manager. So my money's my money. And I didn't realize this when I bet with the dude I did bet with, that he probably had to pay his manager 15%, he had to pay his coach 10%, he has to tax 30%. I didn't know about tax. So I'd been paying tax on money I gave to someone else if I lost. But so I know a bit more now.
And so you're training out of All Star Boxing?
Yeah, I train at All Star.
And who's your coach there?
Benny Harrington. But Caden Stallone's my head coach. And then Benny's like an advisor / coach. But I've been training with Benny more this camp just because of work. But Caden's my head coach, like head of the corner. Benny's in the corner and Chris Evans too, all red.
Yeah. And you're working as well as you're a pro fighter, but you still got to work.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I've had hand issues, usually are concrete. My mate's dad, Hayden, Tim, he lets me work at a bottle shop he has around the corner. That's where you fellas found me. So I work there only 3 days a week, and then I run barrows for the boys as well. So I was on the tools last Friday as well to make ends meet. Partner's on maternity leave. You got a little one. You got to do what you got to do, you know. So, but yeah, I don't even mind working in boxing. Like, it'd be nice not to work. But the thing is, people are like, oh, full-time boxer. How much time do you need to box? Like, you don't box 12 hours a day. You do your session. You might do a 2-hour session. You drive home. That's 3 hours. You might run out now, do strength. It's another hour. That's 4 hours a day. And then let's say you do recovery, stretch, or ice bath. That's 5 hours a day. What do you do for the other 10? Like you can work and box. But it's when you're like labouring, like when you're out there putting in 12 hour days, you can't work and box, which I have done in the past, but I'm pretty lucky that I don't have to do that anymore.
The grind of a pro boxer.
Yeah.
Fighter.
Yeah, she's a rough old sport, and that's why I don't advise people to do it. Go have a crack at amateurs, have some fun, use it as a tool to like help you focus on whatever you need to focus on in life, but it's probably not a sport I'd advise for anyone. Like I said, if my kids end up being a pro boxer, I wouldn't be very happy.
So what would your pinnacle be, like to win in boxing? Where would you want to end up?
Yeah, everyone, this is what everyone goes. This is the answer everyone will give you, that every time you're a pro, they'll be like, my goal is to be undisputed and the best fighter ever. That's what everyone says. But the truth is, I want that, and can I get to world champion? Absolutely. But I'm a fight by fight sort of guy. You gotta, like, as an amateur, everyone's like, I want to go Olympics. Not me. I just win a fight. I win my next fight. I win my next fight. Oh, I'm on this trip. I win my next fight. Oh, I won gold. Like, that's what happened. I don't think, like, I want to be world champion, of course, but the people that go like this, I want to be world champion, there's no doubt about it. They're fucking lying. They're just lying. You can get cut, you get clipped, you get hit by a car tomorrow. You're not just going to be world champion. That's not how it works. You got to, I don't know. I don't think anything's given. I think everything you got to earn. I don't even believe in like things happening for a reason. I don't believe in any of it. I think everything is, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I just believe that nothing's intentional. Like, you have to go after everything. There's this saying, is it Charlotte's Roast? Is that where they talk about, it's something like that, but it's like if there's a garden, you can be the biggest flower in the garden and the most beautiful flower and still not get picked. To get picked, you have to be the biggest. Like, you got to be bigger than the biggest. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can only work as hard as you can, make yourself stand out more, and then you need a hint of luck in there. Me, I'll just be ruthlessly ambitious, and I keep winning. I get to the top, and if I get knocked over on the way, we start again and we go again.
Strong mindset. Moving forward for our closing questions. A question I like to ask everyone, even on the street, random people. What does healing mean to you?
What does healing mean to me? Well, I think I don't do a lot of healing. I honestly think I just kind of drown myself in hard work. Maybe that's my healing there. But what's healing me? I don't have the answer. And if I did, I'd be bullshitting everyone.
Thanks for the honesty.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of the people, and they're like, oh, maybe that's what healing is. No, I don't know, boys.
But yeah, that's it. You just drown yourself in work and fighting.
I just work hard and surround myself with good people and try and do things I like doing, mainly physical.
That's what you do without even realising.
Yeah, for sure. Like obviously everyone's healing, but how do we go about it? I just guess I try and keep myself positive and busy.
And my final question for you is, what is the meaning of life to you?
Meaning of life, just the cliche, being happy, I guess. How do you get to happiness? I don't know. I feel like I struggle with being happy all the time because I'm very ambitious. Not just with sport and boxing, but I'm greedy. I just want more and I want more and I want this and I want that. I want to achieve this. And like after fights, I win my fights and then I'm happy for about an hour. And then I'm like I said, I'm sitting in the shower and I'm like, yes, I won. And I get out of the shower and I'm like, that doesn't even matter anymore. Like that's forgotten the next week. There will be another fight and everyone will forget about what I just did. And it never feels enough. So I feel like happy, trying to be happy. But being happy I think it's a struggle for a lot of people to be genuinely happy all the time. Or you can't be happy all the time. So I don't know. Trying to be happy, I guess. Just trying to get through life, being happy. Now that I'm older, I think it's hanging out with the little ones for sure. Like when the little ones are doing well, shit, it makes my week. You know what I mean? So I think kids are a big part of whatever life's about. I think kids might be 80% of it, and then the other 20 might be being happy. I'm not too sure.
Everything in life, happiness it's only temporary.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying there too is the desire. You've got a desire, you achieve certain goals and achievements, and then you have a desire to go the tier up, keep going, keep climbing.
Yeah. I think it comes from a place of like having so little, like being younger, like growing up in the housing commission. I remember walking around and just looking and being like, one day I want to own the street. I'm like, I don't want to be like, surely this lasts more than this. Surely it lasts more than the street lights turn on at 7 and you racing home to like a dog shit dinner. Like surely there's more than this. That's how I felt. And then it's just stuck with me. And then I wonder, like when I was the little bit of time off I had of boxing, you know, I struggled a lot mentally because this is what I love to do. And I feel like I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve. And I hope one day it gets better as I get older and I can deal with like retirement better. But I don't know. I just feel like I want more. I want more. I want to be ambitious. And I feel like happiness is a weird one. Because like this is a question for you guys, but how happy do you have to be for how long a day to genuinely be happy? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have moments of happiness in a day. It can last 10 minutes and it can be real happiness. Or you can be happy a whole day and one bad thing happen and it fucking tortures your day. But like a 10 minutes happiness can make your day. It's like I don't know what the spectrum is to being genuinely happy because obviously there's ups and downs. But how do you actually be happy? I don't know. Living life on your terms. Living life on your terms.
Yeah.
But then living life on your terms, a lot of people are like, that's me on a yacht.
Yeah, that's it.
Toes out on the beach, you know what I mean? Which isn't realistic. Yeah. Or maybe it is realistic. But then is that actually happiness? Like,
yeah.
How happy can you be if you're on a yacht every day? I don't think you can be very happy. And like you need to feel like shit to feel good. Because I tell my son all the time, like if we always felt good and we were always happy, we wouldn't know what ups and downs are. And then you'd just be flat. You'd be a flat person.
Yep.
So weird one. How happy do you think you need to be genuinely happy?
Well, it's a balance, isn't it? You've got to balance. It's a balanced lifestyle.
How much is the balance, do we think? Well, I'm actually curious what you guys think.
Well, you know, there's your balance line there, and then you've got the extreme from up here to down here. And then, so from the extreme up here is being totally happy, or even above that, who knows? It's probably I can't even explain that one. And the one below is even.
I think extremes are the worst thing for generally being happy. I actually think generally being happy, extremes are the worst. Like winning a fight, you're never happy because you're just here for the next month. You're gonna be here, going out with your mates and drinking. Happiness is here. Next day it's here. Like I feel like big spikes in happiness probably the worst way to genuinely be happy. Probably the worst. You need some maintainable, fulfilling things like kids,
sustainable.
Kids and that. But yeah, what do you think? How happy do you need to be happy?
I'm happy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I'm very content, and I think for me, I'm happy because I'm comfortable in my choices and I can back up what I choose and what I say. Yeah. I think for me, is it happiness?
Yeah.
I feel fucking good.
Yeah, well, it must be.
Happy where I'm at, content, you know what I mean? Like, shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Content must
feel healthy, yes. I think content. I feel content and I feel my decisions that I make is spaces where I want to be, not on anybody else's terms.
Yeah, so that's something I worry about, being content. Like I actually speak to my coach about this a bit because he's like, you're a head case. He's like I'm just like, I'm my spars are out. Like I just, like sometimes I just go in and try and kill people and being like, let's work with them. And I'm just very up and down in terms of who I am. And content. I always ask Benny, am I like, let's say I win a world title, would I actually be happy? Would I just want another world title? Like, I don't think I'll generally reach a thing of pure happiness until probably more kids. I think another kid or two, or like we have a kid, we might adopt a kid. I feel like that's when I'd generally be happy. We're just doing kid sports, doing kid things, going to to go into their shows or whatever they're doing. Yeah. I feel like at the moment, I just want more. Like I don't think I'll ever actually be happy on a level of achievements ever. I just don't think I'll reach it.
I think that's an age thing though too. When you get to a certain age, get older, and then when your kids have kids and you're a granddad or a pop, that's when you'll be like, yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping, because that's what, like I said, I call Benny and go, fuck. Because sometimes I'm down. I'm like, shit, am I ever just going to be okay? Like with just where I'm at? Or am I just going to want more forever? Like, does this end? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I still want more. And I'm like, fuck, does it end? Yeah.
But it's like for me too. Like, I want more.
Yeah.
Out of life.
But I don't mean more like a 15-year-old sitting on social media, because that's what people do. That's people's more. They're like watching stories and like, for example, like a girl might be laying in bed and then they see a girl on a night out. I'm like, I want to be on a night out. That's not more, because like they're not on a night out every night.
Yeah.
And if they are, like they're going to be in bed sometimes too, watching other people's stories. Like that's not what I mean by like people want more. That's a lot of people's more. It's just like be doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not what I mean. I just mean like achievement wise. Like I don't know where the ceiling is.
I mean, is there ever too much though that you want for yourself?
No, I just think I want more.
Yeah, and that's not. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good being trait. Driven.
Yeah, I think it's a good trait. I tell my son, ruthlessly ambitious is the best trait in the world. Yeah, especially for like a young man, or just like in general, just for young men. Like I mean, kids. Like with my son being driven, it's like it drives everything. It's going to drive the way he eats, the way he learns at school, the way he trains on the weekend. Like I think it's important, especially to be like a strong person outside of, again, just being a social media person, which everyone is at this point. Yeah.
I think if you simplify it, everything's a process, and the more effort and focus you put into whatever you want to do is the rewards and achievements you get from it.
Yeah, for sure.
What do they say? It's about the journey, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
actually, you saying that, it's, like you said too, when you get a world title and you won't have that total happiness, that doesn't exist. But it's the journey that got you there.
And one thing I am happy with, I love the life of camp. Like I love being in training camp. Like I do. Like I'm sore and I'm beat up, but I just love it. Like
you love that.
Yeah, like I like the struggle. So 100%. Like, and like when I look back at like even like when I was younger playing league and like driving to the games, that's part of the journey. It's just trying to have as much time on the journey, having fun on it. And there's gonna be ups and downs, both hills and downs. Again, there won't be ups, but I just don't know where when are you happy? Well, because I feel like I'm happy right now. This training camp, I've been happy. Life's going good at home. Life's going good. I'm sparring well. Everything's good. But I feel like everything's good when I'm in the gym, and when I'm not in the gym, things don't go bad, but in my head they go bad. So that's why I need to be in the gym. That's what I mean. Boxing's good for people.
Yeah, and I get that. It's where your space is. It's where your place is. Nothing wrong with that.
Like if you guys turn this into a full-time gig, for example, and like you're making good money off it, and then like let's say something happens and you can't do it for a month, and so you'd be itching. I need to get after it. Same sort of thing, I think.
So I heard something the other day where they were talking about there's a Navy SEAL, and he's asking them, why do you think Navy SEALs and your achievements are so great? And he said, it's because it was so hard to get through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the hardest things in life are the most rewarding and make you
definitely.
feel the best.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's the hardest thing you've ever done in your life.
Everything that's hard feels good at the end. Everything. There's nothing I've done in boxing that's been hard and it hasn't felt good. Even like a training session, like sometimes I'm doing red zone run, I'm like, I could just stop right now. But when I'm driving home and I'm sore, I'm like, shit, I did that. But no, looking back at hard things, they're definitely good. Even like, for example, the XBT ride that I was talking about earlier, coming down here when I got kicked out of, because I live with mates in Sydney. I moved out of home when I was 12 and I lived with a group of mates and they were actually on Struggle Street, that TV show that come out about Mount Road. I lived in that house. And anyway, I'm on this XBT. They've kicked me out because I'm so bad I can't live in this house. I'm getting into trouble. I'm running amok. And I'm sitting on a train 12 hours. And 12 hours I'm distraught. Like, I don't know what my life is. I don't have any friends. I'm lost. I'm secluded. I don't have anyone. And then once I got to Queensland, I started boxing. And then like a year later, looking back on that, I was like, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've never been in more hurt in my life. That 12 hours hurt so bad. I was like, my whole life, everything I built's gone. And it was the best thing that ever happened by a fucking landslide. And it was one of the most painful things in my life. Just losing everyone and everything and feeling like you're never going to see your friends again, like, because you're a kid. Yeah, I feel like, hard things definitely feel good at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. And then when people go, is there anything that you would change? And then you kind of go, nah. No. Obviously, you don't want to be living through that pain, but it's what made you.
Nah, I don't. I wouldn't change one thing. Like some bad things happen, I wouldn't change any of it. All happen for a reason. Or like, because I'm a weirdo where I'm like, if one thing changed, would I even have my same son or my same daughter? Like, if one thing changed, would I have a different kid? Or like, would I'd be with a different partner? Or I want to be in this room, just like one little ripple. I feel like every ripples happens for a reason. And not, again, not in a way that's like those ripples are going to make me a world champion just because it's fate. It's just like you got to put yourself in the position.
And I've got my final question.
Yep.
If your younger self was listening to this, what would you tell him?
Yeah, just start. Just have a crack. It would be walking to the gym. But what would I tell my younger self? Probably nothing, because like I said, stumbled into it all nicely. To my younger self. I try and think of, actually, what I tell my younger self? Yeah, nothing. I won't tell me anything. I just let me go for it blind again and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you tell yourself one thing and life changes.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yep, cool.
Ripple.
All right. Thanks for that.
No, all good. Good chat.
Thanks for your time, and we appreciate you coming here even straight after doing 12 rounds of sparring.
I eased into I was tired at the start. The start was wrecked, but I feel good now. We go through it. I'm going to go home, have my first meal of the day and watch some footy.
All right, so upcoming fight. Good win coming your way.
Yeah, for sure. Who are you guys supporting? It's Polynesian.
I know how you guys are. I know how you guys are.
I know how you guys are.
The local.
For you.
Nah, for sure. Listen, I wouldn't even be mad.
Maybe you want us to go for the other guy. So
you want us to go for him. Make you, if that's going to make you win, we'll go for him. You're hopeless.
I just don't
smash
care.
him.
Yeah, no, I get into it. I like it.
Okay, so we'll give you some smack talk after.
No, for sure.
All right, thanks, bro.
No,
thanks for coming in.
Thanks for this, and we're going to go with our leaders.
Come on, everyone.